it's a bit rainy. You know, one of them Thursdays where it's a bit spitty. It's a little bit of a spitty Thursday, to tell you the truth. You can't see my eyes when I'm like this. I'm like an anonymous cowboy. If I wear it like this, you'd be like, "Who is this guy?" Like that. You could see my eyes. At least you could see my eyes. You can see what's going on within my eyes. But yeah, did you see Rivera? Poor bastard. Look, my worst nightmare. He dreamt of it. Look, 2023, just last year. Poor guy. Just last year. It wasn't long ago. It was just last year. Look. Damn. A year and a bit. August, September, October, November, December. 1 year and 4 months. His worst fear come to life, and the studio that he was working at is closed. Ubisoft are busy with it. How it started. And when is this? Look, October 15th. To be crystal clear, there is no plans to shut down after Season 4. I've literally been in meetings as of last week to discuss our Year 2 plans. But right now, we are super focused on improving the technical experience, which includes netcode, and including more content for Seasons 3 and 4. What a liar. We have done very little marketing, so yes, our numbers are down. But that is just to give the team the time to get the game in a better place before we do bigger spends on marketing, to bring new players to the game and to bring back players that have left. This was 3 months ago. How it's going? Hello X-Defiant fans. I am unfortunately here today to announce that X-Defiant will be shutting down. Mark Rubin doing his best, look at him. Starting today, December the 3rd, 2024, new downloads and player registrations will no longer be available. We will still release our Season 3 content in the near future, exact date to be decided, and the servers will remain active until June 3rd. Sad. That's what they get busy with. Let's have a look at a bit more here. Smash JT.
A leaked memo from Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot explains exactly what's transpiring behind the scenes over at Ubisoft right now, and how the shutdown of X-Defiant is just the first domino to fall of many. And yes, I know
God
everyone's
damn.
shocked to hear that. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode
God
of Smash
damn.
JT. And Ubisoft is beginning to crumble. This is the first tangible piece of evidence of that. Now, I know we've all talked about it for a while and saying, I can't believe Ubisoft is still out there. Still.
Look at the massive tankage that it took. It is in floundering mode. It's in desperation mode. Lash out mode. Studios are being shut left, right, and centre. Well, I think it's their hell-bent desire on pushing this DEI bullshit. That's what I think.
Putting these games together. Woke Fest, DEI-injected nightmares, pushing ideologies on people that don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, now we have news that X-Defiant shutting down, they're closing down studios and laying people off. How much worse could it get?
Did they say that would be the new COD? The COD killer?
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down how this leaked memo from Yves Guillemot exposes far more than Ubisoft wanted to about the near-term and long-term future prospects of this company. Ubisoft, once a giant in the video game industry, is now teetering on the edge of full-blown collapse, all thanks to their diversity, equity, and inclusion ideology-driven insanity.
They're hell-bent on it.
Has come through that
they're hell-bent on that stuff.
Alongside the closure of production studios in San Francisco, Osaka, and layoffs at the Sydney office, feels like the first tangible domino to fall, what is turning into a chain reaction that could define Ubisoft's ultimate demise. And this
the ultimate demise. Goodbye, my guys.
leak memo comes from Tom Henderson at Insider.
You know, and then I think, what do you reckon? The final bastion left is their Assassin's Creed release. What do you think? That's their final bastion. They're going to do it, and then it fails, and then boom. Ubisoft is no more.
Gaming, an email that was sent out to employees at Ubisoft talking about the future and what to look forward to. Hello everyone. It's been some time since I last spoke to you, and I apologize for this silence, especially as the past months have been challenging and unsettling for Ubisoft and likely each of you. The announcement by Marie-Sophie regarding the discontinuation of X-Defiant, the closure of the San Francisco and Osaka studios, and the ramp down of the Sydney production site is among the difficult decisions we've had to make. I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute
Start the cap.
to the tremendous work done by X-Defiant's teams, and he goes on talking about all the great work that they did that just didn't amount to anything because, well, let's be honest, before I even go further
No, I know why. Because Ubisoft is a pile of poo.
in this leaked memo,
That's why.
Ubisoft really screwed the pooch when it came to X-Defiant. Instead of putting it on Steam and trying to find a more solid...
And that's really crazy. So they've done it that way. They've done the ridiculous way where they've forced people to get their launcher and subscription. Oh, okay.
foundational player base, they decided to push Ubisoft Connect and their online launcher service.
Massive failure.
Ubisoft saw the future of not owning games and trying to curtail everyone to their platform. And it just didn't work. And I could have told them this from
Big
day
fail.
one, alongside plenty of other gamers as well, that don't want additional launchers on their PC. They want one place to go for all their games. Ubisoft saw this as a way to make money, and if they could create their own
The greed got to them, and they're like, oh my god, we need more.
ecosystem, just like Apple does with
More.
their products, then they can make even more money off people. Problem
Yeah.
being, Ubisoft didn't have enough of a draw for Ubisoft Connect to really take off. And while I'm not going to bore you guys with
No one's
entire
onto
memo,
that.
I do want to focus on the important
Ubisoft.
part. Scrolling down
They used to be good. Now they're like,
a little further where it says, I'm well aware
For a
that,
while they've
given
been
the
wet.
current context, such announcements may worry you. And that's understandable. The entire industry is facing similar difficult decisions, yet often the scale of the impact is much larger. Our organization has allowed us to limit the impact of these kinds of decisions and make more targeted restructurings. And all our efforts are focused on trying to maintain this course and philosophy, which sounds great on the surface if you take Ubisoft at face value, which
you
if
can't.
do that, I got a bridge
Yeah.
to sell you. But what he
Yeah.
says next exposes
Truth.
everything about what they're thinking in the background. We will continue working on evolving our organization to adapt it to market changes
they're so greedy.
and with a long-term
They're so greedy.
perspective in mind. And you pair that with what he said just a few sentences earlier about
Yeah.
how the entire video game industry is going through a dynamic shift right now, in a downturn.
What's the
And pairing
dynamic
that
shift?
and we're going to adjust it to
Is
market
what-
conditions.
Well, I guess the dynamic downturns would be the amount of DEI infested games are sinking exponentially. Let's say that the games that are filled with this DEI wokeness, they're the failing games, and they're the ones going through major changes.
Tells me that they have a lot more layoffs coming up. Now,
100%, 100. I would bet.
what I thought was really fascinating is how they talk about the employee surveys in this leaked memo. Over the past few
Imagine either that or something crazy like Microsoft acquires them.
weeks,
God help us.
I've had the chance to read the results of the Ubisoft XP 2024 survey. The vast majority of you participated. The response rate was over 86%, and you shared your questions and concerns about the future of Ubisoft via more than 55,000 comments.
Jesus. That's
Which
perfect.
means that out out of the 86% of employees that participated, that's about 19,000 or so employees overall at Ubisoft, we're looking at about, I don't know, 2 to 3 questions and concerns per person.
Crazy.
That's how concerned these people are working at Ubisoft right
They're thinking, I better start looking elsewhere. And I don't blame them.
now. Yikes.
Especially those that are realizing the bullshit in there, like the ones that are in there realizing, oh my God, this is bullshit. You know, the ones that, you know, when they joined Ubisoft, you know, they, were passionate about games, you know.
I say I blame them. I'd be just as concerned. I talked about this in my live stream the other day where I'm just like, if I was an employee at Ubisoft right now, first off, I'd have gotten my resume ready and been looking for a while before this.
Facts. From the times of when you see in the bullshittery. I'm sure loads of people would have. I'm sure loads of people would have just been like, yo, Greg, I'm going to leave tomorrow, bro. Why? No, I'm going to hand in my CV. I'm going to hand in my notice. I'm leaving tomorrow, Greg. But why, bro? It's Ubisoft, bro. You always wanted to be a game. Nah, bro. I've been seeing some weird shit over there, Greg. Greg, there's some weird shit coming, Greg. I'm leaving, Greg. But man, why? Bro, why? Now, see, you still there, Greg? Yeah, man. I'm thinking of leaving. It's crazy.
This moment, but after what just transpired with X Defiant, I would be proactively feet on the ground, knocking on doors, saying, "Hey, I got game industry experience. Yeah, I worked at Ubisoft. Don't worry about that." But I would
hide that. Maybe even hide that. Just put your job title, and then just let them ask. They'll be like, "What business? What company was it?" If you don't mind me. Oh, this is Ubisoft. This company, you know, they used to have back in the day.
to find out more about this indie company and work with you guys because
facts.
I don't know. I'm just really taking a lot.
You know, I'm what's the word? It's fucking passionate about games. Yeah, you know, yeah. I want to fucking make games. They're not letting us make games at Ubisoft. Please, let me join.
Liking to a company that's not Ubisoft. Why should they be concerned? Well, Ubisoft announced that the closure of its San Francisco and Osaka production studios, alongside the ramp down of Sydney production team, resulted in laying off 277 employees, while also transferring a large amount of people to other studios, trying to keep them gainfully employed.
Poor bastards. There's nothing there now. Nothing. How many of them do you reckon work from home? Mad.
At least for the time being. And I say
just
for
before the holidays too.
Because
evil company. Just before the holidays.
The cracks in Ubisoft's foundation go well beyond an individual game failures. Guimond's all-staff email hinted at a deeper systematic issue, referencing new initiatives to streamline processes and focus more on creativity. But his promises have rung pretty hollow in light of the company's mounting layoffs and studio closures. Ubisoft's leadership appears more reactive than proactive and cutting costs to survive rather than addressing any of the root causes of the woes that they have. You know, pushing the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion thing as the priority of the company, having girls-only educational grants. And
Ubisoft wants to build the most creative, diverse, and inclusive teams, and that's exactly what development at Ubisoft is all about, empowering and supporting underrepresented genders.
Scholarships and
the program provides mentorship opportunities for women and non-binary individuals, students, or fresh graduates with less than 2 years of experience interested in video games to develop their skills set in game design and programming. We want to empower you to learn, grow, and become the very best developer that you can be. Only for women and non-binary people. See, they get priority. And you see the state of the games that they make. Man, choose people for their skill than their passion. Doesn't matter what gender they are, doesn't matter what race they are, it doesn't matter what their sexual orientation is. That shouldn't be on the forefront. The forefront should be how passionate are you. It's a race of who's more passionate. And then who's got the skill. It's as simple as that. But these lot, well, that's why you're seeing it go on a major decline. Good. You're going to learn the hard way.
pushing females in the workforce instead of,
It's like creating a problem where there was no problem.
I don't know, focusing on talented developers to make great games and making sure that at the end of the day is what your company is doing. Everything else kind of falls by the wayside. But with Ubisoft, it feels like no matter how many times they get taught this lesson, they keep stubbornly going back into,
Yeah,
the games are cool, it's a great side effect, but ultimately, we want to make sure we're pushing diversity, equity, inclusion.
yeah. So that's the main agenda. I'm sure all the companies have got that. I don't know who's giving them this objective, but it seems like they're all doing it.
Here, which I guess we get to see the results of it, and nobody's really surprised. The lackluster performance of X Defiant forced Ubisoft to pull the plug, even though a few months ago they reassured everyone.
I made a video a month ago saying this game was going to die and it's only a matter of time. I got comments calling me a grifter. Yeah, well, they use that word wrong. I got comments calling me a hater. I got comments calling me a liar. I got comments of people telling me the game was fine, that it was doing very well. Oh, look at this. X Defiant is sunsetting. Goodbye.
That it wasn't going anywhere. Don't worry about this. We're Ubisoft. We wouldn't.
Just 3 months ago. Remember that, people.
Lie to you. Well, they ended up lying to you. They've ceased all downloads and player registrations. While honestly, I gotta commend them for committing to keep the game servers active until June 2025 as a token of gesture to the current player base. And I gotta be honest, that move was actually
this pop-up here is crazy,
surprising, especially in light of knowing who Ubisoft is and what they typically do to screw over customers.
Yeah,
keeping this game running until June 2025 for the current player base is nice.
That is commendable. I can't lie. I would have thought they would have pulled the plug on everything and just been like, you know what, but at least they kept it on. See, even a pile of shit can do something good.
Good move by them. I want to at least recognize the good things when they do that, as minimal as they might be in the grand scheme here. The collapse of X Defiant feels like the first tangible domino to fall in a much larger line. Ubisoft's inability to adapt, combined with their dwindling financials and complete erosion of player trust, tells everyone that the worst is yet to come.
Yeah. So they're just gearing you up for how shit Assassin's Creed's gonna be.
Every failed project.
They've been shit for a while, but
every layoff and every single studio closure they have accelerates the company's decline, creating a self-reinforcing cycle that can only end one way. And
the whole Ubisoft Connect thing is very, very silly. Pardon me, is very silly and very greedy. You pigs. Good, you deserve this.
Absolutely nobody should be surprised when that glorious day comes, because it almost feels like Ubisoft has worked so tirelessly injecting DEI and ideologies, not just into their games, but into the company culture and the actual people that they're hiring.
The government might be saying, don't worry, we'll keep you afloat, don't worry, you won't go bust, even if they don't buy the games. Keep pushing the agenda. Who's telling them to do it? It's crazy.
That contributes directly to the downfall of quality of their games. We're seeing the results of that as gamers right now. This
is like all the news channels. When all the news channels broadcast the same shit and literally saying the same shit, almost verbatim. They're saying the same headline. They say, who's telling them to do it?
This is what they wanted. Otherwise, why
is it money?
Would they have done that? The craziest part about all of this is if Ubisoft's trajectory continues to go unchecked, the February...
I swear to God, bro. You know this? This looks like just a shit version of Ghost of Tsushima, Shishima, Sushi.
February 2025 release of Assassin's Creed
It's just gonna be a shit version of that.
Could very well be the last major project that comes out of Ubisoft before they ultimately collapse
Shut down.
and disappear.
Oh, good God. Yeah, because imagine the game comes out, it does bad. Badder than the previous one. And then, that's it. Then that's it. What have they done? What did they do? What are they on now? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, innit? I think.
If they can make it that far in the first place. And I know recording, it's only a few months away. We're early December right now of 2024. So I think they should be able to make it to that point. But based off of everything I'm seeing right now, I don't really know. And I'm definitely not going to be believing Ubisoft if they tell me otherwise at this point either. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link it in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as
What a
always,
legend.
you stay smashing.
I'd like to say a few words about internal issues that have come to light recently.
Internal issues.
This summer, we learned that certain Ubisoft employees did not uphold our company's values.
What's
and
that?
Our systems failed to protect the victims of their behavior. I am truly sorry to everyone who was hurt.
Smash
Who's yapping?